Hey guys, good night, morning. This is my second time redoing this video because I kind of got lost of words, but um, yeah, more and more I'm learning more and more why it is so important to have integrity, where God is taking a lot of us, where God is, currently has us. When you have access to certain people, when you have access to certain rooms, not even just rooms, like what about even spiritual anointings, right? Because along with those spiritual going higher in the spirit, God requires more of you and more humility from you, right? Paul talked about this a lot, like even, as God was showing him so much and giving him so much revelation, he had a thorn in his side that God would not take out of his side because it kept him humble. It kept him before the Lord, right? Um, and a lot of you guys have been dealing, God has been elevating you. A lot of you guys are in rooms interacting with people that are in different tax brackets and different stuff like that. And it's so important to have integrity. And as you know, especially when operating these rooms and you have that mantle of favor over you, you'll often have, kings coming to your rising. You'll have, men trying to pursue you or women trying to pursue you. And these are people that are not bad people. Like, they got their stuff together. They make, a certain amount of money, whatever. Not that that matters, because it's more important to be with the person that God has for you. But you have people that are doing very well, and they can fly to you if that was the case, right? And God needs us to operate in integrity, right? So especially if you guys who know who your spouses are, God needs you to still, set those boundaries. Like, hey, no, I'm not giving my number out. No, I don't care how much money you make. This ain't that. We want the will of God. We don't want a counterfeit version of our marriages. No, we want the real thing, right? So a lot of you guys, not even that, just counterfeit opportunities. Be careful of, just counterfeit situations coming around again, whether it's old relationships, whether it's new, the devil, if he couldn't get you at a certain level, he gonna start sending new things, new men, new women to be put in front of you, right? And you still have to operate in integrity and say, hey, I know what God showed me. I know what I want concerning the will of God for my life. I want the will of God. I don't care what that looks like. I don't care if the will of God is to initially be with somebody and we sit in a in a cardboard box. If that's the will of God for that time point being, I know that with God everything changes, right? Now that might not necessarily be the case, but I'm just saying, like, just an extreme version. If you want the will of God, you're gonna look crazy, because some people, the opportunities I have been exposed to, yeah. If I didn't know the Lord, I could have a couple sugar daddies, okay? And I'm talking about sugar daddies that making some nice money, right? I can have some sugar daddies if that's what I really, really wanted, right? But because I'm not like that, I'm a woman of God, I'm a woman of integrity. And not only that, I want to honor my spouse, my future children, because it's not just thinking about the moment, right? Making decisions in the moment. It's about your children. It's about your future relationship. What warfare, additional warfare that you don't even have to do it, are you bringing into your future relationship? It's about your relationship with the Lord, like opening up these doors in the different warfare you're going to expose yourself to had you been obedient and continue to, obey the Lord and his instructions concerning, abstaining and saying no to dates, saying no to pursuers or different things of that sort, right? And I'm telling you, these kind of is bold. Um, they big bold. These new devils, new levels, and it's not like it's not hard to say no, but it's like when you say no, these little devils they be persistent, okay? And I think that I won't say devils. I would say, it is devils because, it's, I wouldn't call a person a devil, but yeah, can a person be influenced by certain powers? Yeah, most certainly. I definitely agree. But you guys just continue to stay prayed up. You guys continue to stay faithful to the Lord. The enemy is introducing a lot of temptations, trying to get you to fold. But the good thing is God has prepared us for moments like this. God had already showed us what he has for us. And listen, you don't want nothing that's not of the will of God. I don't care how cute a man is. I don't care if he's, oh, I can fly you here, there. I don't care about none of that. None of that matters if it's not the will of God. I'd rather be with my kingdom spouse in a cardboard box, cooking hot dogs. That's not funny because I actually was homeless at one point in my life. But long story short, I can laugh at stuff like that now, right? It's still not funny. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry about that. I repent for that in front of y'all. But it was a joke. It was a joke. It was meant to be a joke. But you rather be with the will of God than to have anything else. It's not worth jeopardizing what God showed you, right? Because the favor of God, not only the favor of God, but the okay, the wink, the approval of God means everything. It means everything. Because listen, the protection of God and the favor of God over you at once is worth more than stepping out of the will of God. Now I'm not saying a lot of you guys, a lot of us, God has already trained us not to even entertain certain things, right? God had to train us before he even brought us to these particular things, right? And he's so faithful in doing that. He's so faithful in preparing us and making sure that we're covered and good. And, he's so faithful with that. And you guys, I already know you guys are warriors in the faith. You guys are good. So I already know, like, you guys are not gonna have a problem. But I'm just sent to send a heads up that the enemy, he gonna try, because he knows these marriages are so close. He knows that God is moving so fast. He knows that these legacy things, whether it be your business, whether it be you going up in the spirit, new realms in the spirit, new tax brackets, whatever the Lord is doing in your life, or whatever is pending in the spirit, right? That's coming in the spirit first, and then the natural. The enemy is already he's sending things for you to settle for, right? But that's not gonna be the case. That's not gonna be the case. You're gonna be strong. You're gonna wait. You're going to fill yourself up with the word of God. You're gonna fill yourself up with His Spirit, and you're not gonna fall for the traps. He did the same thing to Jesus. Right before Jesus was elevated, he began to do all his miracles. He went through 40 days and 40 nights of testing. He went through 40 days and 40 nights of temptation. So the enemy took him to the highest of the hills and showed him all the lands. I would give this to you if you worship me. Right? And you got these counterfeits coming. I will give you this, and that. I will give you this and that. If you would just, give me something, right? Because you already know what these counterfeits want. And maybe they're all counterfeits are like that. Maybe not. Maybe they want something, but listen, anything outside of God's will, it's just not. It's not worth it. It's not worth the warfare. It's not worth my relationship with the Lord. It's not worth my future children. It's not worth jeopardizing or even entertaining stuff prior to my spouse coming into my life. It's just not. It's not worth it, y'all. I promise you, it's not worth it. God's will is so much better and always will be. There's no competition for the will of God. There's no competition. Every time I follow the will of God, it's always been best. It's always felt best. I've always had more peace. I always had more joy. It's just the will of God is just, I love it. It's the best place ever. So I love you guys. Be blessed and be prayerful. Be prayerful and be diligent. Keep your eyes open. And yes, be diligent. Bye.